Hey guys, welcome to the channel. Welcome back if you're a subscriber. My name's Neil, and it's time for another episode of Lost. Okay guys, we're about to start the 40th episode, episode 15 of season 2. We're 40 episodes in, and I finally feel like I can talk in some depth about Jack. I know he's a lot of yours favorite character, and it's been hard for me to count him as one of my favorites, and I'll do my best to explain why. My least favorite superhero is Superman, and it's because Superman's perfect. There's nothing he can't do. Anytime he gets in a fight, he will win. He has no weakness. He has no flaw. He's inhuman. Yet he's literally an alien, but beyond that, there's just no flaw to his character. He is the perfect man, and that is uninteresting, and it's not real, and it's untrustworthy. And I felt for a long time that Jack is this show's version of that. And yes, I know he's not invincible, and I know he's not perfect, but he's pretty perfect, you know? He's the doctor, he's the leader, he's good looking, he's successful with the ladies, he's the calm voice of reason. No real flaw has been apparent in Jack. But what I like is in the last few episodes, we're really starting to see a bit of a chink in that armor. And I guess early on, I was expecting there to be a deep, dark secret, something that would blow this all open, and the Jack that we were being presented on the island wasn't the real Jack, that he had some dark, dirty secrets. And yeah, as we learned more, yes, we found out he had a wife. Yes, we learned that marriage didn't last, but that's not flaw. That's just being... that's just life. But we're starting to see him get a little unhinged, and there was a great moment in last episode where he made Locke make this really difficult choice. He's like, I'm not going to let you enter the code to turn off the alarm until you open the vault where Saeed is torturing our prisoner. And Locke relented, but there was this manic look on Jack's face that I don't think we've really seen before. But Jack, when he sets his mind to something, he's incredibly persuasive. And I think if I was Locke, I would have believed that he was willing to go for it, that he was willing to let the clock run down, and he knew that was Locke's weak point, and he took advantage of it. And that was a really cool moment, because it was a dark moment for Jack in a way, even though he did it to save the prisoner from being tortured. Let's go on a bit of a deep dive about Jack here. Let's look through everything we know, all of his backstory, all of this time spent on the island, and I want to talk about Jack's one of the few characters who is consistently presented with really distinct, concrete either-or choices that he has to make. Obviously everybody is living life, choosing what to do next, yada yada, but Jack, time and time again, is presented with these very A or B decisions that he has to make. Let's go chronologically through his life. When he was kid, in a flashback back in episode 5 of season 1, his friend Mark Silverman was getting beat up on the playground, and the kid holding Jack down says, stay down or you're gonna get beat up. And Jack decides, that's his choice, stay down, get beat up. And Jack decides to get up, try and save his friend. In one of our first flashbacks with Jack, when Jack fails to save the patient that his father botched the surgery on, he has this very clear decision during the medical board hearing about whether to go along with his father's story or tell the truth. And ultimately he decides, I have to tell the truth to save more people. To save more people from his father potentially killing them. When the car crash between Sarah and Shannon's dad happened, and the two patients were wheeled in, and Jack is, Sarah gets wheeled in first. Jack doesn't know her, but he's the first one he sees. He starts working on her. Shannon's dad is dying on the other table, but Jack literally has this choice. Do you keep trying to save the woman, or do you give up on her and try and save the man? And he decides, for better or for worse, to save Sarah. I think it was back in episode 5 of season 1 as well. Joanna is drowning out in the water. Jack rushes in to go save her, but then he sees Boone drowning, and he decides to save Boone instead of continuing out deeper to save Joanna. When Boone's leg is crushed and Claire goes into labor at the same time, Jack has this choice of trying to save Boone or letting Boone die gracefully and going to save Claire, help Claire with her birth instead. He decides to do everything he possibly can to save Boone. Ultimately, he can't, but he would have gone as far as amputation until Boone begged him not to. Just recently, when they get confronted by the others, they're in the hunting party, when they're chasing after Michael, trying to bring him back, and they get confronted by the others. He's presented with this choice by this guy who we still don't know. I'm going to call him Zeke until we get another name. Either give up your guns, or they're going to kill Kate. So do you save Kate, or do you continue to try and go after Michael? Jack decides to save Kate. There are all these really distinct choices, and they're always about having to literally save somebody. Almost inevitably trying to actually save lives. I mean, it's obvious that he would become a doctor, raised by a doctor, but he's also got this inherent thing where he's hardwired to save lives. So of course he's also become the leader on the island, and he beats himself up if he isn't perfect, if he ever fails. Back in episode 5 again, I went back to episode 5 specifically for this, because after Jack got beat up trying to save Mark Silverman, he has a conversation with his dad, Christian, and Christian has this incredibly telling quote. And at the time, it seemed a bit odd, but now in retrospect, it's so telling about the character of Jack. So here, let me just read it straight up. Christian says, "Don't choose. Don't decide. You don't want to be a hero. You don't want to try to save everyone, because when you fail, you just don't have what it takes." And at the time, and I think a lot of people at the time would have taken that to be, you don't have what it takes to be a really good doctor or a really good surgeon. But I think what it really boils down to, what Christian was telling his son, is you don't have what it takes to turn off your emotions, to be okay with losing somebody. So in a way, Christian was almost, he saw that his son cared too much. So it puts a different spin on that conversation at all. Christian came off as such an asshole dad in that moment, but now it's almost like you're not going to be able to deal with losing patients, and yet if you become a doctor, you're going to lose patients, you're going to lose people. And it's not just as a doctor. In life, you're going to fail, you're going to lose people close to you, and you have to eventually be able to get to terms with that. And Jack, it seems, has never been able to get to terms with that. As his wife Sarah said when they broke up, you will always need someone to fix, something to fix. Jack, he needs to save people. He needs to fix things. He needs to make things better. He's got a Christ complex, folks, is what it boils down to. He feels that he can do anything, and he kills himself. He beats himself up if anything ever goes wrong. And the fact is, when you're lost on a tropical island for nearly 50, we must be about 50 days now, things are going to go wrong. You're going to be beating yourself up. You're going to eat yourself up inside. And I think Jack's deteriorating. He's got a hard time keeping it all down and in, and you see that manic rage come out a little. You know what, rage is the wrong term, because he made a clear decision about what he was doing there. He decided how to best put pressure on Locke to open the vault. Yeah, just very fascinating to sort of get into Jack's mind a little. He's not just... I wonder whether we're ever going to find this inciting incident that made him feel that he needs to save everybody, and and also that he's a failure whenever he doesn't. I think it's more than just growing up as Christian's son. In general, I feel like there's an inciting incident there that really sort of forged that as a core part of his being, and I'll be fascinated to see if we find out what that is at some point in the future. I'll finish my little thought on Jack with a Boone quote, also from episode 5 of season 1. This is White Rabbit, if any one of you want to go back and check out all these notes. Boone confronts Jack after Joanna died, because Jack decided to save Boone instead, and asks him, "Who appointed you our savior?" So yeah, if there's any doubt about whether Jack has a Christ complex or not, he appointed himself savior. He thinks he's the savior of everyone, the fixer of everyone. He's got the Christ complex. And frankly, it makes him a lot more of an interesting character. It makes him much more interesting in my eyes. And I'm not sure he's necessarily a likable character, but he's a much more intriguing character now that I've sort of wrapped my head around his standard thought process. You know, like you understand Locke a lot better when you realize how much faith he's putting in the island. You understand Sawyer a lot better when you realize that he hates himself so much. You understand Hurley so much better when you realize you think he's cursed. And you understand Jack Locke better when you realize he's got this Christ complex. So yeah, I'm looking forward to the next episode. This one's called Maternity Leave. That makes me think this is going to be a Claire episode. You know, we haven't done a whole lot with Claire other than having her sort of being the counterpoint to Charlie's story. But I would love to find out more about her and Aaron and her past, maybe. But I might be wrong. Maybe it's not a Claire flashback at all. Maybe it's a bit of a red herring of a title. Anyway, let's get into it. This is episode 15 of season 2 of Lost, and it's called Maternity Leave.
Previously on Lost.
We were together for only 1 week. They came and took her. Alex.
We definitely know Alex is with the others. We heard Zeke call for Alex to bring Kate in when they confronted Jack, Sawyer, and Locke.
One of them isn't in the manifest.
Hello there.
Ethan.
Tell me who you are.
What if he's telling the truth, John?
What if he's not?
Yeah. We need to know this answer, too.
He's burning up, and he's got a rash. And...
I'll go get Jack. I'll send him right back here.
I'll get back here as soon as I can.
Joshua Tree photo. I recognize that landscape. Who's there? Who's there? Oh, Danielle, not again.
What are you doing here?
Go away, Danielle.
He's infected, isn't he? He's sick.
Just get away. You get away from us!
Where are the others? Where's everyone else?
You don't remember, do you?
It's a vaccine.
Oh.
We don't want him to get sick.
Hey, get back!
Wow.
Get away from her! What are you doing here?
So they've definitely got like another station, the others, if that little flashback there is real.
She said there's something wrong with him.
I guess it is time to finally start talking about the disease on the island. You know, we've been alluding to it for so long, but we've never actually dealt with it yet. The hatch has the quarantine sign. Danielle lost her crew to it.
Babies get sick, Claire.
Right, and what about the fever and cough?
Perfectly normal.
And he hasn't been eating at all.
Claire,
And
he's okay.
what if he caught something really bad? Like some kind of infection?
Infection? Where did you get that idea?
Rousseau was here. So you're a shrink, right?
I'm a clinical psychologist.
Can you help people remember things?
I guess
Oh.
it depends on what you need to remember.
So he took me. He took both of us. And I have no idea what happened. And now I'm seeing these flashes of things. And there's 2 weeks missing from my life.
Maybe your memories aren't gone. Maybe you're just blocking.
Yeah. Just suppressed PTSD.
Thought you might like something to read.
Karamazov.
You don't have any Stephen King? What's with the book?
Just something to pass the time.
Did he hide anything in there?
We can't hide him down here forever. I just want to know what the long-term plan is.
Look, until we know who he is, whether or not he's telling the truth, we have to keep doing what we're doing.
How are you going to find out now? Is Saeed
I've
going
got a
back
better
to him?
idea. Let's hear it.
Just breathe. Let your whole body relax. Good in and out slowly.
Hopefully I don't fall asleep, but if I do, just shout.
Keep your eyes closed. Now I want you to visualize yourself when you were pregnant.
Where
When was your last checkup, Claire?
I've been busy.
is...
I'm going to Los Angeles.
Yeah, this is prior, right? They're definitely
The
not...
sedative I gave you was very mild.
Oh, okay, this is definitely...
I'm going to give you a shot now, Claire. A little medicine.
Ethan?
Baby.
He's back.
You're just gonna feel a little pinch.
It's okay, you're all right. It's okay, it's okay.
It's Ethan. I saw Ethan.
Wow, so they've got...
He did something to me.
Claire, you need to calm down, all right? It's not good for
You
Aaron.
know what? Aaron is sick, okay? I need to find that place.
Yeah.
That room, it's real.
Everyone's
It's real.
getting crazy.
Please, help me find it.
It's like on the other side of the island. It's like a 3-day hike, for all you know.
Hello?
What's the...
No, they're not going to be able to
Hello?
keep him secret for long.
Howdy.
Lancelot by Walker Percy. Don't know that one. He got his glasses, though.
I need a gun.
Where'd they come
You
from?
don't get to ask why.
Yes, I do.
All right, I'm going into the jungle to track down Rousseau. Claire thinks she knows where there might be some medicine. Baby's sick. As in quarantine sick. She's going after Rousseau with or without me.
A mother should not leave her child.
Raised by another.
I'm sorry. Are you a mother?
No. I'm not. Are you sure you want to do this?
You need to be sure.
Get out of here.
Who's the other person talking to her? That's the same stuff that Desmond was injecting, I think.
I wish there was another way.
Presumably it's like...
Baby needs it, Claire. That wasn't so bad, was it?
Oh, she's all doped up. Oh, this is a fun, different station. There's a room marked escape hatch. So this is the medical station based on the logo.
Over here.
What is this place?
It's for your baby, Claire.
I'm looking for hidden symbols and everything.
Charlie.
Charlie. Oh, he's fine. When we got far enough from camp, I let him go back.
Oceanic Airlines. How? This is definitely not all 100% real, but maybe it is, but I just don't buy it. I think Libby was right that there is some cross-pollination of memories going on here. Who's that mysterious person?
You were supposed to make the list and then bring her in.
It's not my fault. They knew I wasn't on the plane. They had a manifest.
Well, what am I supposed to tell him? Damn it, Ethan.
Who's that guy?
Get out. Get out of here.
Who's the person that saved her? Oh, man. Were we supposed to know the guy that was talking to Ethan? Is that like Zeke without crazy hair and a beard? Or I don't think it was. I think it was somebody else, but we weren't supposed to recognize.
So what do you know about Rousseau?
crashing here. Her and her research team getting stranded.
What happened to them?
They died.
How?
A disease.
How did they die?
She killed them.
What? Why would
Because they were infected.
Oh, Danielle just likes being creepy.
Hey, I remember a lot of it now. The medicine, a teenage girl, my baby is sick, and you're going to take me back
Oh,
there
was
to
that
get what he
Alex
needs
that-
right now?
Rescued her?
Who is he?
What?
The man that you are keeping in the hatch. I wish to speak to him alone.
Does Echo think it's one of the others already?
Why should I do that?
Because you wish to keep this a secret.
Definitely one more alpha male in the mix.
This is really scratched me. Where do we go next?
Why are you asking me that?
You said you remembered. That's why I brought you here. You lied. Hey!
Danielle's
Get your hands
psycho.
off of her.
Danielle is so messed up.
Please. Do it.
So messed up. But Claire's remembering.
Claire!
Oh, that stump you definitely recognize. Yeah.
One down. One to go.
Now's when you use a little foot to put it on, huh? My friends are afraid you'll run away. Oh! Oh!
They've just got her totally doped up the whole time.
This'll help.
Some of my drugged water.
That's really sour.
Is it?
Mm.
I hadn't noticed.
He's kicking.
May I?
Oh, Ethan's just so
Claire, can I
creepy.
tell you a secret? I'm gonna miss you. I wish you didn't have to go.
Oh, they've got a...
Maybe I don't have to go.
We've been through this, Claire. There's not enough vaccine for you and the baby.
But I'm not sick.
And once you've delivered, you can go back to your friends and hopefully you'll stay that way.
Wow, so they're choosing who to
Nobody's going to
vaccinate?
take him from you unless that's what you want. We're good people, Claire. We're a good family.
What the heck? Oh, man. She's remembering. It's another... Yeah. Has it been abandoned? Have they left? What's going on? And man, if you guys are going to invade what might be the other's headquarters, maybe more than 2 weapons would be good. I still love that there's just a door that just says escape hatch.
This way.
And so that teenage girl must have been Alex, the one that helped her. Don't worry, folks, we're going to be talking a lot about the others after this episode. This is the gutted nursery.
What is this place?
It's where they were going to keep him.
Costumes. What's in the box? Yeah. It is the frickin' beard. They make themselves up. They're going out to be seen.
Wake up.
Who are you?
That's Alex. That's got to be Alex.
You have to get out of here.
Oh my god, it's like full-on surgery.
They're gonna do it tonight. You're going to die. They're gonna cut him out of you.
Hey, you're lying, okay? I'm sure about this, okay? Hey, Ethan, I want to talk to you. Ethan wouldn't hurt me.
Man, she's playing crazy drunk girl pretty good.
The medicine's here.
It's going to be cleared out. If everything else is gone, the medicine's going to be gone too. It'll be empty. Why would there be any vaccine left? It'll be empty. Yeah. But it's the same as what Desmond was injecting.
Tell me where it is! Tell me! Ethan! Ethan, I'm sure. I want you to take the baby.
Whoa, they messed with her so much.
Who are you? Yeah, I'm here. Quiet. Safe, okay? Help! I'm here! You were trying to save me.
I carried you on my back to your camp. You're not the only one who didn't find what they were looking for.
Yeah, she wanted Alex. So they've just abandoned this place too.
Your baby. What was her name?
Alex?
I remember a girl with blue eyes. She helped me. She saved me. She was good.
And I hope your baby's not infected. But if it is, I hope you know what must be done.
Geez, Danielle. Keep it light.
He knows, John.
Be careful what you say to him. He's smart and curious. And if the alarm goes off, don't tell him what it's for.
What is it for?
Don't know exactly.
I am Mr. Echo.
It's an intimidating handshake.
Are they treating you well?
I'm a prisoner, and I don't know why, or for what.
You are a prisoner
or
because they are being careful, because they believe you are lying.
they think I'm one of these others. Other what?
Please stop talking, Henry. The first night I spent on this island, I was dragged into the jungle by two men.
Mm-hmm.
I killed these men. I need you to know how sorry I am for this.
Well, he wants to atone to the others.
That I
Fascinating.
regret my actions. I ask you for your forgiveness.
Wow.
Why are you telling me this?
Because you were one of them.
Because I needed to tell someone.
Whoa. What? Huh. Okay. Man.
He looks good.
Beautiful out there.
Fever's broken.
Oh, the one booty. I'll make you another one day.
I wanted them to take you.
Yeah, but they can't. Aaron can't be raised by another.
Now I know that we're supposed to be together. And I love you. I love you so much.
Is that true, what you said about Hemingway?
You have good ears.
You have thin doors.
Dostoevsky had his virtues, too. He was a genius, for one.
So which one are you? Are you the genius? Or are you the guy who always feels like he's living in the shadow of the genius? I just don't understand why you let the doctor call the shots.
Oh, yeah. Frickin' mole. Frickin' mole.
No one calls the shots.
Don't fall for that stuff, John. That's so obvious. Especially when the door's so quiet and he knows what you just did. Okay, so let's just talk about that last moment for a second. Is John suddenly dumb? Is John playing along because he knows the walls are thin and the guy can hear him make the noise? Does he want to feel like he's getting to? Does he want to make Henry feel like he's making progress and driving a wedge between Locke and Jack? Or is he actually... I think we're supposed to believe that Henry's getting to Locke, but I don't think that's actually what's happening. I don't think Locke's that... I hope Locke's that smart to see through that. Maybe he isn't. Maybe I have too much faith in the goodness of men. What a great episode. What a really good episode. We learned so much. There's another station. This one appears to be the medical station. I don't know if that's what it's called or whether you use the name of the symbol, which I think is the Caduceus. Is that how it's pronounced or said? Something like that. The intertwined snakes on the staff. I'll have to confirm that. But yeah, okay, so there's another station. What did we learn? They left costumes behind, which is interesting, but so it's still being used, you would think. We found the beard, and I was right that the guy we saw talking to Ethan, he was reminiscent of Zeke, as I've been calling him. And if he was wearing a beard and those costumes, then that makes a ton of sense. So what it basically means is, wow, what it means so much. There are people working in the Dharma Initiative. We think of them as the others, but they are Dharma Initiative scientists, doctors at least, and probably others. There were a bunch of doctors prepping that surgical room when they were if we're to take Alex at her word, and I don't see why we wouldn't, they were about to operate on Claire, cut Aaron out of her, and dispose of her. They only have so much vaccine for so many people, and therefore the babies get it. Not sure why, but... So the Dharma people are aware of a disease. Maybe, guys, maybe the incident that we've been talking about back from the 70s before they hit the code, maybe the incident was the creation of some sort of virus. Maybe that's what devastated Danielle's crew. Maybe that's the disease Desmond spoke about that killed, was it Kelvin? The other guy in the bunker when Desmond arrived. I still don't know whether we can trust this Henry guy, but based on the last 5 minutes of the episode, I really feel like he is part of the Dharma Initiative. He is one of the others. Although I feel like that name may be going by the wayside soon once Claire's story becomes common knowledge amongst our survivors. They're going to realize that the others and Dharma may be the same thing. Or maybe I'm jumping the gun here. Maybe I'm way off base and I'm making a leap too far. But Dharma isn't using this medical center anymore. It looks like they've abandoned it. They took most things, but not everything. They definitely took all the vaccine. Why? Just because Claire escaped? Just on the chance that she could come back? Perhaps with reinforcements? But it makes me rethink... Sorry, I'm going off in tangents here because my mind's just racing at 100 miles an hour right now. It makes me go back to the hunting party when Jack and Locke and Sawyer were confronted by the others in what we now know as costumes and makeup. You know, and they did that fun light up the torch trick. And as far as we know, they only had 2 guns. They had a Luger that Zeke was carrying, and somebody took a shot at Sawyer and winged his neck, which, by the way, looks like it's totally fine already. Awfully precise warning shot. Another tangent. I worked on a TV show called Arrow for years, and we had to walk this line where our hero was the best archer in the world, and after the first season or 2, he had made a decision that he was no longer going to kill anybody. So we had to injure every opponent and yet somehow incapacitate every single one. And it was a constant point that you're incapacitating somebody without killing them, and we've had a couple of occurrences of that recently. Sawyer got winged and warned with the others. Danielle with a crossbow, buried a crossbow, but not a normal crossbow bolt, like a full-on arrow. So it wasn't a crossbow or was it a bow and arrow? Like, crossbows have short quavers. Anyway, she took a shot at a guy running from behind and somehow placed it in his torso without actually doing any damage. Yeah, I'm going to have to take some time to fully process everything we've learned about the others in this episode. I think the vaccine that Ethan was injecting Claire's baby with was the same stuff that Desmond was injecting himself with when Desmond was in the bunker. I know the serial number on the top of each bottle read 4, 8, 15, 16, 23, 42, because of course it did, because Lost. And I'm pretty sure it said that on both bottles, which would indicate that it's the same stuff in each bottle. They were both yellow. It would make sense that Desmond was inoculating himself against the virus, but it's interesting that Jack hasn't come across that stuff and wondered what it is. The bunker's not massive. There's you could do an inventory of everything relatively soon. So why didn't Jack not come across that? But it seems like for now, Aaron is healthy. It seems like now Claire's got her memory back. Disturbing how drugged up Ethan kept her. I mean, what a creepy dude. But I mean, that's nothing new. We knew all of that already. Okay, I'm going to put a pin in it there. Thank you guys so much for joining me again. Until next week, everybody, take care, stay healthy, and we'll see you soon. Cheers.